Gabriel, and this is the Wright brothers presentation. Well, the famous Wright brothers were called Orville and Wilbur Wright. Were the creators of the first big thing that of the human race that could fly. Well, let's talk first about Wilbur. He was bigger than his other brother Orville because he was born 4 years before, but he died on 1912. Now, his brother Orville. He was born on 1971 and he died on 1948. Almost 30 years or 40 years he lived more than his other brother Wilbur. Well, he died on January 30. Well, the famous Wright brothers, the famous because there were really 7 Wright brothers or 7 children of Milton Wright that he died on 1917 and Susan Catherine that dies on 1889. Wilbur was born in Indiana and Orville on Ohio. This was strange, but it's like it is. The brothers never married. That means that they didn't have children or girlfriend. Well, Wilbur and the other brothers, the other 5 Wright brothers, we could say, their names were Rachel, Lauren, Catherine, and the twins Otis and Ida, that both born on 1870 and died on their infancy. That means less than 8 years more when they born. Well, in 1878, their father brings home a toy of an helicopter. The 2 younger brothers on that time, that were Wilbur and Orville, play with it a lot of time until they break it. This one was clarified that was one of the greatest inspirations for the 2 famous Wright brothers to be as how they were, to construct something amazing that changes the history in other aspect, changes and upgrades it. Well, this was one important inspiration because it was on the infancy, gives like an extra inspiration to the 2 little children to continue with that toy, to build their own toy and to work to make that and to make it better and to make it real, because that one was a toy, and if they make their own, there was an achievement, a big achievement. And if they make one that was real, made it by them, and one that was so big that could charge people until getting the planes we know today. Well, their most important flights were between 1900 and 1903. Between all their flights, there were some difficulties, we could say, from even before on 1818s. And there were so much problems and some data that they couldn't control or upgrade easily. Some of those things cost real money, and others could cost their own life. Well, they have important flights each year. Those 3 years, from 1900 and 1903. Those flights have a data that they couldn't control and a lot of things that make their flights don't be successful between those days, those years. But each day they were upgrading. They do approximately 1 flight each month, and they say this is wrong and we need to get this or upgrade this or change this for their next flight be successful or just being better than the one that they did before, and that process during 3 years. But this cycle, we could say, was very important because without that cycle, I think that the planes and will be created much years later, not on 1904. They will be created, I don't know, maybe 40 years after. But they did it after 3-4 years of working and upgrading and really wasting so much money and time. They get it. They make their plane fly with a person around 3 or 4 miles. Well, they were so happy the work of 3 years was successful. There were a lot of mathematics and other works that they need to do with the plane, to charge a person, and the climate. Even the climate was something that could change the whole situation from a successful project, we could say, from a bad project, a project that needs upgrades or maybe repairing some things that were damaged. Well, a question that I am thinking about this topic is something that I commented before, is that how it will be if they didn't discover this, how the history will change, is something that I am asking for many things, and I don't really know, but I think we will never see it because the history has been written, we could say like that, and we cannot get back on time, at least not now. So that's a question that we need to think, and maybe someday we can answer it. Well, thanks.